So hello, welcome to Qureshi TV. This is a reaction vlog to the announcement of the 12th Doctor. I was going to make it a couple of days ago, like just after the announcement, but circumstances have caused me to only have a chance to film it like now. So, last Sunday at 7:30, we found out who the 12th Doctor was.
Please welcome the 12th Doctor, a hero for a whole new generation. It's Peter Capaldi!
Now, can I just say, I was actually supposed to be there. I had a ticket to be there, but I was all the way in London and I'm in Bradford, and yeah, cut long story short, I couldn't actually be there, so I'm not. But yeah, so this is Peter Capaldi. Now, I'm not going to pass judgment on whether or not I think he's a suitable actor to play Doctor for two reasons. One, I haven't seen much of him. I've seen him, as I'm going to explain now, in Doctor Who, but I haven't seen him apart from there. And also because BBC in its 50 years of Doctor Who have not once made a casting mistake. They have not ever miscast the Doctor. So for that reason, I have absolutely every faith he's going to be brilliant. He's going to bring something new to the role, and he's going to be brilliant as the Doctor. What I'm going to do is just give you some facts on Pete Capaldi and what I think he'll bring to the role. So in case you haven't, first about Peter Capaldi, and this is something that I'm quite happy about, is that he's Scottish, and I love the Scots. I'm actually going to Scotland today, and if the history of Doctor Who has anything, Scottish are awesome. We've had two previous Scottish Doctors that Pete Capaldi is following in the footsteps in. We have Sylvester McCoy and Pete Davidson. Jesus Christ. No, David Tennant. That was a very newbie mistake for me. I have no idea why I said that. Now, interestingly, Sylvester McCoy kept his Scottish accent, while David Tennant, hid it. I'm really hoping Pete Capaldi keeps his Scottish accent. I want to see a Scottish Doctor, as it were, because I really love Sylvester McCoy's speech. If you haven't seen Sylvester McCoy, watch clips of him. The way he gives dramatic speeches is literally the most beautiful sound I've ever heard. He's brilliant with speeches. His Scottish accent brings really big gravitas to the role. Another way Pete Capaldi is following footsteps of previous Doctors is that he's actually already been in Doctor Who. He was in Fires of Pompeii as Caecilius. I think I pronounced that right. Who was the head of the household. He's also in Torchwood as, I believe, the Prime Minister. I haven't actually seen Torchwood. So he's actually two supporting roles in Doctor Who, and this isn't the first time it's happened. Colin Baker previously played Commander Maxwell in Arc of Infinity, and ironically he actually shot the Doctor, so Colin Baker always jokes that he got his role by killing off his predecessor. So this isn't unprecedented, and loads of people on Tumblr are making jokes about how they're going to explain this in the same way that they explained with Eve Miles playing both Gwyneth and... Wait, no, am I right? Name escaped me. The woman in Unquite Dead, the maid girl, and her role in Torchwood as Gwen Cooper. But I don't think they have to explain the similarity in faces. I think just leave it in the same way that we did Colin Baker. Just don't worry about it. I mean, it happens apparently to Time Lords. Another fun fact is that Peter Capaldi is 55 years old. He's actually 4 months younger than William Hartnell was when he first took the role in 1963. So he's now officially the second eldest Doctor. So that's I'm quite happy about this. We've had young Doctors, and I think now it's time to go and get a more aged Doctor. That's a good thing. Some people are, So I think that's a good thing. I'm looking forward to seeing an elder Doctor. What's curious about Pete Capaldi is that he's apparently quite an already established and well-known household name. Like, I mean, I haven't seen him in the thick of it, but I think a lot of people have. And when he was announced, a lot of people are like, oh, Malcolm Tucker's the next Doctor, which is strange because they don't usually go for people. They usually go for actors who already have a household established character associated with them, like in Matt Smith, David Tennant, Chris Eccleston, and I assume Doctors pre towards that, with the possible exception of Paul McGann. When they were announced, people were like, "Oh, that's that guy from that show." I mean, you might have known David Tennant from Casablanca, but not a lot of people was, not a household name, definitely. I certainly didn't. And that's the curious thing. They never really go for someone well known as this. That's why John Hurt is the, if he is indeed a Doctor, I'm going to stay away from speculating until it's actually announced why he's something different, because he's already a big household name. There's actually a theory which I'm not going to say I believe in, because I actually think if I did I'd be wrong, but I'm quite willing to entertain that this might just be a ruse to keep us surprised, because it's unusual for someone as household known as Pete Capaldi to be the to be a Doctor. I probably could be wrong, but I'm quite willing to entertain that theory. I'm actually quite annoyed the BBC decided to announce the Doctor before he's in. I mean, I suppose it would be hard to hide it while they're filming, but not impossible, because I actually want to be surprised. I want it to be that he regenerates. I have no idea what to expect, and boom, I see it. So yeah, that's basically my just info dope on Pete Capaldi and what I think of him as a Doctor. I'm quite looking forward to see him, see what he brings to the role. Oh yeah, another thing I was going to say. A lot of people are joking on Tumblr about how he's going to be the first swearing Doctor based on his character of Malcolm Tucker. I'm not going to be a killjoy, I'm not going to try to say stop making those jokes, because I actually find it pretty amusing despite having never seen the thick of it. But bear in mind, a lot of actors, and the names William Hartnell, John Pertwee come to mind here, take the role of Doctor Who to explore new characters and new acting techniques they haven't done before. William Hartnell was usually typecast as a gruff drill sergeant in comedies, I think, possibly not, but drill sergeant's novelist based on his actual real-time experience as a drill sergeant. I may be wrong, but I think that's the case anyway. And John Pertwee was a famous comic actor. When Hartnell became a Doctor, he used that as an opportunity to perform a grandfather role, a grandfather character for what was then perceived as a children's show rather than a family show. And John Pertwee used the opportunity to basically live out his dream of becoming an action hero. I think that's probably the case for quite a few of the other actors. They use their experience to break what they usually perceived as actors for. So don't be surprised if Pete Capaldi decides to bring something completely new. It decides to, not to be something completely different to his Malcolm Tucker character. He might be going for something completely different. And I'm really looking forward to see where the next Doctor is going. So that was basically my reaction, my points of view on Pete Capaldi. If you like my vlogs and my reaction videos and Doctor Who stuff, then please subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter at ImagineWizard, and like me on Facebook at facebook.com/ImagineWizard and /ImagineWizardMedia. Until the next time, Qureshi out. Yay, zooming in for real life credits so I don't have to edit this in. Woohoo! Yay.